Hi guys, this is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, subscribe, and hype to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, connected to an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work. All the links will be underneath the description, but not just my links, all the people that I value, I care about, I share a soul tribe connection with, and people that I find fascinating. Please check out their links. They have YouTube channels, some of them have stores, websites, very amazing people, and Amish mindset. I take care of people that take care of me, and we love them anyway. So, hi, everybody. AllyKatCreations211.com is my website. There you'll get to see my candles. I didn't light them yet. I have paintings, pyramids, skulls, hyper-realistic drawings, and you can commission me if you're interested in any of it, anything that you see on my website, and then email me because that's the best way to get in touch with me. Unfortunately, I do everything privately. I have 3D memberships and a 4D membership. Both of them are memberships. Come join us. We have a beautiful collective of people that support this channel, that we go into the chat, we have fun with, but you also get special emojis with that membership. You get oracle card readings. It's an hour plus long every week that you can tap into. It's great. I do raffles. I give away pyramids. Giveaway. If you have a membership, you get a free entry. If you get a 4D membership, you get 2 free entries. So your winning streak goes up by a lot. But if you're not a member, you can also purchase tickets and entries into my raffles at any of those giveaway dates that I do. Other than that, 4D gets to work with me. I get to do a video. I present things to them, and they tell me if it's And I do that with the kids now. We do a thumbs up if we had a good day. But they get to tell me if they understand the content that I'm presenting, if they don't, if I need a tweak. So I love my channel members. They're amazing. They keep little Thor, Freya, and baby P fed and happy. And that's what we like to do around here. Hi, guys. Welcome to Craft and Sip. Hi, Hazel, and hi, Ashmaya. Scott messaged me. He's going to be a little late. He got his garden that did not fail. Woo! Weather been bananas around here. So if you are in the background, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hype, hype, hype. Any one of my videos, it helps. Curtis book yesterday, phenomenal. It talks about Lemuria and Atlantis. Atlantis. Hi, Atlantis. Curtis Books was amazing yesterday. Oh, go check it out. Mind you, it's very much like reconstructing reality. What? What are you talking about, Alice? Go read the book. Reconstructing Reality. Very similar content in the Curtis books to Suzanne Lye's work. Just saying. Not just her work, not just Suzanne Lye's, Ashiana Dean's. What? We're going to get into it today. I just spray painted 2 of the pieces that we saw me work on last week. I have another one to paint today, and I want to put some more detail into this before I spray paint it and make it pretty. So we do have some crafts today. If you are crafting, please let me know in the chat if you're doing anything fun today. What are you sipping on? I'm sipping on coffee because I'm exhausted. I had a long day. Woo! And thank you, everybody. I'm going to say this now, and I'm probably going to say this a few other times during the show because there's only 3 of you watching. Thank you. This channel just hit 3K subscribers. Wow. So thank you everybody for the contribution to making this channel grow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of the people that subscribe to me are for Little Thor, Freya, and Baby P. Baby P is pregnant. Well, she already gave birth to her babies. I want to say she's pregnant because that's just my program. But Baby P, she has babies in her pouch, and she's super hungry. So I hope I get another video with her. She either comes really early in the morning or she comes at night. And usually when I'm live or doing a video, she comes and eats. Let's hope so. Thank you. Yeah, I posted earlier in the community post, but I also did it on, I don't know where, I forgot. But I wanted to thank everybody for getting me to this point. It's been a long 4 years. And for me, it's not about how many people I have. To be honest, I rather quality people, people that understand me, or at least have an open ear to hear what I'm about, have contribution to even arguments. I'm okay with that as long as they're respectful. But I want to thank everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, and hyped the last 4 years. And if you're just new here, hi. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a slow growing channel. Slow growing. Slow growing. But we'll get there. Hi, Arnie. Blessings, Selma. Hi, Arnie, and blessings, Arnie. I don't do oracle cards, but maybe for you I will. Job opportunities coming in the coming times. Let me think on the deck, Selma, and I'll pull for you. But Selma, I want to ask you a thought-provoking question. What is your highest desire? And I'm going to look like a Bashar person right now, but there's a point to this. Selma, what is in your highest desire? I'm just trying to think what cards it. What is your highest desire, Yuri? Here's what I'm going to tell you before we get into cards, because I think I have one, but there's another deck I'm thinking about. Are you tuning your nervous system in? I'm going to be living proof, and not just a proof to haha in your face proof. What kind of job? A And Selma, the reason why I'm asking you this, okay, cards can answer your question, maybe. It might, it may not. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I read an article a few weeks ago on, I forgot which live, that it's been doing what I've been kind of doing. I've been tuning my nervous system. I observe the reality in which, okay. So Selma, I observe the reality in which opportunities in the aid sector, development, job internationally will come in is already in my purview. I'm opening up the door now for success. Well, is anybody out there that's listening to this live? Go read the chat. Miss Selma, she has 2 master's degrees, smarty pants, love it, and 20 years of experience in development. Anybody out there who has a corporation or company overseas that would be and worked as an embassy, worked for the embassy in the United Nations, wow, please hit this lady up. Please contact me. She'll give me her email. Selma, email me. Please email me. I'll put it in the chat because I would love your email. Those of you who have harsh words for the UN, I'm cool with that. Just keep them at bay and respectful. People's lived experience is none of your concern and not one that we need to judge. Because there are people out there, some of that, have a little eye winky for the UN. But regardless, email me. You never know who listens to me. I don't ever know who listens to me that can give me. I'm looking for a new job. I will go into what just happened, why I'm a little late. I was going to go early. But let's see what the cards say for you. I'm going to say that I need you to turn. Hey, El Sunray, I need you to tune into your you are a radio antenna and you are jamming to a beautiful frequency, beautiful rhythm, a harmonic, a orchestra is playing. And there's some static because this is a 6 months. Divine orchestration needs to happen. People need to open up the doors, but you have to put action into motion to get a result. I'm observing in my reality my job offer coming in. My job offer is in. You have to trick your brain to, even though, let's just pretending here. You have to pretend you already have it, but not from a space of lack. Oh my God, I can't pay my bills and not from that space. You have to do it from a space of I'm successful already. I am observing the reality in which I have my art business takes off and I'm making 6 figures. Has it happened for me yet? No. But I'm walking into it because today proved to my own self that slowly this channel is developing. Slowly, I'm getting more people in my purview. Slowly, things are taking off. Slowly. But my soul wrote that contract. So just put it in mind, Selma, that you gotta think that it already is. Now, specifically ask what country you want to work in, what corporation you want to be a part of. And if you don't have those answers, that's okay. Go research. 2 master's degrees. Amazing. Trust me, if I had this, I'd have a master's degree too. Maybe a few of them. Well, good news. We got a good room card for you. We have Fehu. Cattle prosperity. Look at you go. This rune card signifies wealth, material possessions, and success in business. Owning cattle was a sign of wealth in ancient times, and this inevitably focuses interpretation of the rune's meaning on matters concerning money, property, and new income sources, or perhaps a need for them. However, it can also indicate forms of wealth that money cannot buy. such as good health, love, and happiness, and serve as a reminder to be grateful for the things in our lives that we may be taking for granted. The need for generosity, sharing your good fortune, or taking time out to help others is another facet of this rune. Additionally, Fehu may symbolize exciting new beginnings. This new beginning could be a new business venture, but it could also point to the need to define your life less by outward show and more by the things that are priceless. Arnie, I know. But you are loved. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get there, Arnie. So Selma, I would say this is what upstairs is giving me for you. And maybe other people here can benefit from what I'm going to say. As I was ending that card read, upstairs was saying, like myself, me, I have to look and explore in places that are uncharted. I have to carve the path. That's not to say that I can't work a normal 9 to 5, but I still have to chart my path that has not been explored just yet. So, are there startups that you could look at that can use your expertise? Is there not Fortune 500, but are there little small companies overseas that are looking? You might have to take a hit in a salary. I don't know what you're looking for in benefit wise, but maybe looking at those smaller things could end up being a big thing for you. Um, I know for myself, I'm just dipping my toe into instructional design, and I have so many phenomenal ideas, but no one's gonna hire me without zippy experience. So I'm doing that here. But mind you, I want you to look at what aren't you looking at? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on all those sites that, yeah, they might have a lot of amazing opportunities, but there are other websites to explore. I know for myself, I go on these little, like when I feel the urge to, I go looking into the Craigslist of jobs in certain websites. Upstairs is upstairs, my higher self and all the guys up there, the whole team. They're like they said, Allison, just like you, look for unconventional. Look at the unconventional ways, not the old ways we all know how to go about doing, putting your resume in 1,000 places. Um, right. They're saying unconventional. So go to the sites that many very varied people don't use often. You might find your winter chicken dinner over there. Also, try unconventional means. And also know what if you do have companies in mind or you do have a country in mind. I know we can't be picky, but Divine is asking you, um, let's look for so for example, Upwork, I hire construction, there's offstagejobs.com, occupational wild. work onward. There's a lot. If you just look up unconventional job sites or remote job websites that are not LinkedIn and Indeed, see what else is there and just leave your resume up. You never know. And especially nowadays, we are all shifting. We had another blackout the other day in the electromagnetic field. We're going to get into the energies in a minute. But just be aware that unconventional is for many of us the way that's going to happen. And it's very frustrating because we don't know what that looks like yet. We're still formulating those things. This past channel member only Oracle card reading, it delved deep into doing your shadow work, releasing, and things are looking up. You just got to put the work in to figure it out. You know, I have experience all over the place, but none of it in the third dimensional world will lead me to many things. It just doesn't. I have to be creative and inventive with how I want to structure what I want to do. Obviously, this is one of them. And Arnie, if it wasn't for Little Thor in my shorts, I don't think I'd be as big as I am. And it's not that's not saying much. So you got, where's the bookie? Some of you also have a new beginning. I just pulled a card. Moon Maiden, new ideas, new beginnings, curiosity. The Moon Maiden arrives to offer you a new beginning, a new face and facet of yourself that is aching to be shown to the world. Those qualities that you have been quietly cultivating are ready for the limelight. The secrecy was important, for it protected your new face and kept what was precious close to your heart. But now it is time to come forward in full splendor. Announce the new you to yourself first. Reveal it slowly to the world like the waxing moon. Allow others to be surprised by how mature and grown up this side of you is. Now it's time to set yourself free. The Moon Maiden belongs only to herself, and she is summoning the parts of you that challenge convention. Like I was saying, that refuse to be intimidated and that cannot be tamed or put inside a golden cage. The Moon Maiden invites you to shine with your own light, to have radiant curiosity, and to ask anyone who offers you a mouthful of dogma, why do you believe this is so? Question everything others assume is a given, and do not collude with the drama around you, because an unpredictable being, yet an eminently reliable friend. The Moon Maiden invites you to answer only to yourself and reminds you that you are not anyone's property. Be true to your soul's calling, even as some around you in a relationship or a job want to capture your light inside a bottle. You know how to rise to the occasion just as unfailingly as the moon does. When the time comes, you return to darkness and become enshrouded in mystery until you are ready to return. And Selma, let me know if you are in a union, but Skybridge, possibility for union. So when I pull this, it's usually a romantic partner. But in your sense, this might be a business partner or somebody you might be able to collaborate with. I would really start looking at startups. I would look at people that have these ideas that if it fits, reach out, doesn't harm. And also a lot of, especially you got 20 years of experience and 2 master's degrees. Be your own, sometimes you might have to be your own boss. We always look for other people, but sometimes spirit is going to push and push. And I'm hoping that I gave you some insight for what could be. Are you open for a union? Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to see if anybody does reach out to me, Selma. I will send it to you. I'm here to help as much as I could possibly can. I did the same thing for Buckshot. In the background, I know IT people, and I had them on a wild goose chase for Buckshot's industry, and I didn't have much luck, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to ask. It really doesn't. I would start looking at startups and people. I know we want to start looking at salary and jobs, but sometimes we have to not lower our standards, but see if somebody will partner with you as well. Right. And it's the same thing with me. You know, eventually I'm gonna probably need help in my background. But yeah, those all those cars, there's really, really telling you it's on its way. You have to believe it. You have to manifest it, and that means collapsing it into this branching of reality. You know what? It's taken me 4 years, and today I reached 3,000 subscribers. That in the big scheme doesn't amount to much. But for me, it's my world, it's everything. I'm excited and thankful for all of you. Hi, Kiki. Gotcha. Um, you know, I also will tell you, I mean, I have a bachelor's in art. What does that do? Bullshit, nothing. And no offense to anybody that has a fine arts degree. But I'm also, thank you, Charlene. Hi. I'm also collapsing other things. So I'm going on my name, Allison.com. Allison, like my name, spelled the right way, .com. It's free. And I explored, you know, sometimes you get a degree 20 years later, things change and you might need some AI assistance, AI learning. You might need different dynamics in your actual degree. Art just changes in its phases. But I know a lot of people that have to start going back and doing different modules and different types of learning to enhance what they already have. Just because people have, yeah, I hate to do this, but to all the teachers out there, just because you have a master's degree doesn't mean you can teach children. Not being an asshole here, being real. There are people that get a degree and don't know how to apply the knowledge. So just put that in the back of your head that you might also want to look at getting some free upgrades to your resume if you don't already have them. I wish it was my I wish it isn't. But Allison.com is an amazing it was seriously spirit put that into my purview. I'm like, "Oh my God, sync." And if you want the diploma, you have to pay for it. It's inexpensive. They give sales all the time. But I got a diploma in learning and development. I'm working on e-learning courses right now. I got an introduction to spiritual life coaching little certificate, introduction to art therapy certificate, and expressive arts therapy for autism certificate. So I already got 4 things. I'm working on a 5th, and it dips my toes in to see if I like it. Do I want to use it? If I have this information and knowledge, can I grow it? And Spirit is and this is, I know Selma's asking for this for herself, but I want all of you in the chat, even if you are retired, right? I do craft and sips because I want to motivate you to create. Now, Arnie creates beautiful music. Go check out his YouTube channel. The links will be uploaded when this video is over, this live is over. All that is going to be linked. He does oracle cards, but he also puts out amazing music. Go check Arnie's channel out. Scott is working in the garden. He is going to be late, he told me. Scott also has a channel. He's doing his thing. You never know until you get out of your own way and step into your creativeness, what avenues will open up for you. But for a lot of spiritual people, like half of us in the chat, we are rewriting the old paradigm. We're making it new. We're making it new. So we're using old stuff. We're taking what works and we're kind of recreating it over here. We're recreating it over here. And it's not going to look like a 3rd dimensional linear bullshit. It's going to be better, but we're not there yet. So we're all working on how to figure out how to navigate getting over here. And for many of us, a lot of us are suffering. Selma, you're welcome. And I hope that you're not. I hope everything is okay by you. But look in the unconventional avenues. And that's a direct message from upstairs. Look at your unconventional avenues. If you're doing journal work, and this goes to everybody, you already have your dreams and desires. When you, in your memory and your brain, acknowledge the fact that you already have it, it starts manifesting. But manifestation in 3rd dimension takes time. And what does the cards tell us all the time? Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. I'm patient, and this channel is slowly coming along. So wherever you guys are in your lives, if you want your dreams and your desires and the things that you want in your purview in this branching of reality to work, you have to not act as if, because that's falsehoods. I observe the reality in which I have my partner. I observe the reality in which my art business is making 6 figures. And you got to believe that. And you got to believe in the things that you are desiring. If you're desiring a Maserati, let's be practical now. Sure, it's something you probably will be able at some point in your life obtain if that's really what you want. You're going to fight to get that. But does it have to be so hard? Allison took out a loan. Not a happy camper. I went outside my comfort zone. And yesterday I had the window guy back. These people are harassers, I can tell you that. But the guy, I got a good deal, and I'm getting 4 big units of windows. It is very expensive, but I got buy one and get one 50% off. So I'm able to afford it. I'm financing it fully, so I won't be broke right away. But it's now becoming a reality. The bullet hole will be gone by maybe the fall. No, and fake it. We want our nervous systems to work for us. I have a bunch of hang on. I'm gonna find it. Hi, everybody that's in the background. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hypees. I don't know who that is. Hi, everybody. I got weird people that I don't know if anybody else is getting the Facebook swamp of things. I just want to share this really quick. This is Arnie's band, Mystic Wands Band. This is on YouTube. Hot Pursuit of Your Love. Go check it out. Is YouTube? Hang on, I'm gonna mute. And I know Arnie would allow me to play it, but YouTube might be a pain in the tushy. I had my sound off. Look at this. For Arnie's latest video, click the link here. I'm going to share it with you so that you can come on and support Arnie. Go subscribe. We love Arnie. Arnie loves us, and we want to support Arnie. Hi, Mars. OMG, my lawnmower. If you have checked out my Facebook or TikTok, I had a Mighty Marine over here trying to fix my lawnmower. I gotta go. It works. I need a new blade. I'm hoping maybe it depends on the weather here. We're supposed to get slammed tonight, maybe. We don't know. They keep shifting the damn forecast. If you live in Nebraska, my prayers to everybody there. Holy crap, what's going on in Nebraska? Don't know, but Nebraska's under attack. I have to get a new mower blade, but I have a self-propel, and the propel stopped. So, and I do have little bits of hillies and things that make it a little more difficult for me to mow. But my goodness sakes, I got a humongous tree limb sawed and I have to put it to the burn pile. Can't burn anything because the poison hemlock, I have an infestation of poison hemlock in my backyard. Infestation. It's not just one little fucker. It's like 50 million. So I did get some Roundup. I don't like to use that. I know it's evil. It's the evil of all evils, but I gotta poison the poison. Yeah, mine is just a push mower. It helps with my back because it really is a pain in the tushy. I don't do the driving John Deere ones. And the reason for me not getting a gas mower is because of the gas prices. Even though electric is ain't any better, I could charge my little batteries and I could buy a few more batteries and I don't have to worry so much about charging. But, you know, let's just be practical here. Everybody has their thing. Everybody likes their vice. I like the battery operated stuff. Only because of the weather here kind of sucks, and gas prices in Northwest Indiana are ridiculous. Just saying. Let's tap into some of the energy that is going on in our planet, and I will get to the nervous system work. This all kind of ties in though. Mercury sextile Neptune, Venus sextile Mars, Mercury trine Pluto. That's a mouthful. Today brings three rare transits together on the same day, creating an energy field where your awareness reaches its highest point. Mercury sextile Neptune strengthens the connection between your intuition and your conscious mind to a point that borders on psychic. Venus sextile Mars rebalances what you give and what you receive across every connection. Mercury trine Pluto delivers truth so deep and oh so undeniable. It permanently shifts how you understand yourself and people around you. This is the day where the universe asks you to trust what you feel. Take one step toward what your heart desires and allow the truths arriving to show you exactly where you stand and where you are headed, what to expect. Intuitively knowing the truth before a single word is spoken. Behavior that confused you for months suddenly making sense. Patterns in connections becoming visible for the first time. A deeper inner knowing that something sacred is approaching. Crazy. Arnie, let me tell you, New York is really bad. I know out by you is ridiculous. Like gas is like in the morning when I got like literally 2 blocks down, I have a gas station. So I get to and it's where I turn to go to my job is really like 2 minutes away by car, The gas signs in the morning say one price, in the afternoon it's a whole nother ball game. That's really annoying. Uh, like I said, Indiana's a mafia and they just do what they want here. But Indiana's not alone. I have to save my little thumbnailers here. So I had to be on the phone. So I had a guy come and do an estimate on my windows yesterday. And I just think it's ridiculous because the newer windows, my windows are from 1959. Okay, they're outdated. They don't make window panes the sizes that I need them anymore. So literally, I have 4 panels of glass in a unit. So like here's the unit. And then window, 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 window. Huge windows. Huge. They're not tiny. If anybody's seen the front of my house windows where the gunshot went through, the bullet went through, they're not small windows. So got to get fixed. I don't like the idea that you could see that there's a bullet hole in my window. I don't like it. And the back window, I have little insects in the rotting wood. It needs to be fixed. So the guy came and then they were on the half of them were on the phone with me half the day calling my phone. I'm like, I can't talk until I'm after work. My kids had field day today. That's why I'm exhausted. Really cute. We had bubbles and we had beach balls and chalk, and we got to play in the classroom. We had fun. Today was fun, but exhausting. Let's see, how many steps did I clock today? Only because I'm almost at 14,000 steps. Yikes. Here's one of them, but this is not the tuning one. Calming your mind is not regulating your body. The wound lives in the brain stem, not the prefrontal cortex, and meditation alone has never reached it. The full teaching is in the comments. Yes, go Live in Frequency is an amazing site if you're interested in somatic nervous system work. We're just going to read all of this today. Hang on. Every single day, life watches how you react to pressure, temptation, disrespect, delays, and pain. Some people fail quietly without noticing because they allow anger, laziness, jealousy, lust, and negativity to slowly control their spirit. But today, control yourself before the world controls you. Build discipline, build awareness, build strength. Nobody can remove from you because the greatest flex is not money or attention. It is mastering yourself in a world designed to destroy focus. A person who conquers themselves becomes dangerous to every obstacle standing in their way. And once you enter that level, excuses stop sounding like comfort and start sounding like defeat. You stop negotiating with weakness and start dismantling it in silence. The world will test you again, but you will no longer respond the same way you used to. Even your emotions will learn obedience to your higher self. You will begin to notice that what once controlled you now cannot even reach you. Pressure will not break you. It will reveal how unbreakable you have become. Temptation will not own you. It will expose how far you have risen above it. And every delay in your life will start to look like preparation, not punishment. Because when self-mastery is born inside a person, even chaos becomes powerless in front of them. And in the moment you finally conquer yourself, even your past begins to bow in silence, realizing it no longer has access to who you have become. Key word there. You already are. You became it. You're merged with it. Now it's birthing through you. All of us are Neo in the Matrix. We came here with the veil. And when we went to the Oracle, and the Oracle's like, well, why did I choose the cookie? Well, you're here to experience why you chose the cookie. You're here to experience the why. And that's for you to uncover why. And everybody's why is going to be different. Let me see here. This is a nicer one too. This is a good one. Oh, we're going to get into so much here, guys. And I'm going to somehow paint. Two people, same room, different realities. Same job, same city, same relationship, same bank account. One sees threat everywhere. One sees possibility everywhere. Neither is lying. Each is accurately reporting the reality their nervous system is constructing. We're going to get into the rest. I point upstairs. I'm being channeled heavily today. We're going to go with it. All of us. It's perception. One sees threat everywhere. Look at the people around you. Look at the communities you're in. Just take an objective. Don't judge people for what they believe or how they perceive their world. But ask yourself, which of those groups are coming from threat, fear, shame, blame, and nervousness and causes you anxiety? Hopium. Which one is trying to lead you on a carrot with a stick with no end result? Think about it. Again, I'm not here to judge anybody. You do you, boo. But at the end of the day, I realized that when I took a step back, I viewed the communities that I was once in. I viewed the people once I used to associate with. And I saw that they're living from a very interesting spot that I'm no longer in, that I don't feel that I belong in, that I'm not in there, that mindset, that hive mind mindset. I'm not saying they're hive mind. I'm just saying some of the beliefs, thinkings, assumptions people make is no longer my reality. I want to be the one where I still slip up here and there, but one sees possibility everywhere. Why are we always limiting ourselves and going to the negativities first? It's a program. We're meant to be in the negative thinking pattern all the time. And it's not to be a la-di-da, tree-hugging hippie, kumbaya person where everything is just great. No, you got to be logical and rational about there's possibilities everywhere. You just have to go and find them. Auntie Amy, how are you, sweetheart? Oh, she had me laughing the other night. Laughing. Funny lady right there. And no one's lying. It's a matter of perspective. It's the same thing politically. You got people on that one side that no one, oh, these fucking people, blah, blah, blah. And then you have that side going, oh, those fucking people, blah, blah, blah. Unity. I bet you can find more common things in common, things you agree on, than things you don't. And the things that you don't is so polar fucking opposite. Does it not put food on your table? And if it affects you, great. But if it doesn't, not great. Let's go back. Each is accurately reporting the reality their nervous system is constructing. Your nervous system. Dysregulated nervous system equals brain predicts danger, stranger danger, perceives a lack, rejection, failure, creates evidence for every fear that becomes the life. So why has Allison been looping in the festering pool of lack and struggle? Not just because my soul contract dictated that's what I need to have for experience. That's a part of it. But every opportunity I'd put myself into was not the right one for me. I wasn't destined for the things. I was not reaching high enough. I was reaching at well, this is what I know I could do. I wasn't challenging myself. I wasn't looking on the unconventional avenues in which there now exists a million. That doesn't mean those million, I might get one result. But I'm being optimistic about things, not going, oh, woe is me. And I did that for years. 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 And most of us have done it, whether you like to know it or not. But this is how we are here to shift the nervous system. Regulated nervous system equals brain predicts safety. When your body feels safe to explore, to connect, more opportunities or more people will be attracted to you, the law of attraction, than if you're like, yeah, fuck this, and sit on the couch. Nothing's gonna come to you. Sitting on the couch eating your popcorn. And let me tell you what, sorry, I'm all about it today. Lesser evil popcorn is fucking banana nuts amazing. You can find it at Target and Walmart. I'm not a popcorn person, but let me tell you what, I became a popcorn person. Lesser evil popcorn is Himalayan rock salt in popcorn. What? And it's organic. What? It's amazing. If you like popcorn, that's the brand to go to. Try it. Sorry, I have to share when I got something good, I share it. And I might bring it up later for you all. I'm crazy. Regulated nervous system, brain predicts safety, perceives opportunity, connection, possibility, creates evidence for every opening that becomes the life. You are not seeing reality. You are seeing what your nervous system has been trained to expect. Change the expectation at a cellular level. Watch the world become a different one. Amy, I love it. You're being asked, just like, again, Oracle cards. Change is here. We're in liminal space, though. That's the tricky part. Alexander Quinn has been talking about it on his channel from the Arcturians. We're gonna get into the aliens too, guys. Don't think we're not. We're getting there. We're going there. We as humans have a nervous system, and we have to be a master of our minds and our bodies and our reactions. And that's not easy all the time. Still working at it. I admit I'm still working at mine. I'm no master of shit. But you know what? I'm seeing my results. 3,000 subscribers today. And it already jumped to 3.01. Bonkers, I know. But I've been putting in the work in my nervous system. That old self is dead gone, dead past, obsolete timeline. Adi F and O's. Bye, Felicia. Gone. Bitch is dead. That old version of me 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 3 months ago, no longer here. And it got me to this point, and I'm very thankful for her. She survived. She persevered, but it was in a patterned timeline that no longer serves this vehicle that is merging with the higher self. This version of me that is go-getting, that's dipping my toe in and doing more courses, that's dipping my toe in and thinking about expanding what I have now. What time do I have to do all of this? I'm doing the best that I can to manage it. I did have to put my air conditioning on. But I also got paint fumes down here. I spray painted. I have a little window cracked. Not good enough. Tune that nervous system. Please go check out Live in Frequency. They have amazing stuff there. You might not resonate with all of it. Don't think that I do. I don't. But it's worth investigating. It's worth trying to see if you resonate with some of it, not all of it. I'm not going to resonate with everything. May 19th. Ta-da! Spiritual cachet, we love you. Something beautiful begins to happen when you stop relating to life through old limitations. Possibility becomes easier to recognize. Not because it suddenly appeared, because you did. The opportunities that once felt distant begin to feel available. The ideas that once felt overwhelming began to feel exciting. The things you once doubted your capacity to hold begin to feel strangely natural. This is what changes when you stop approaching life from contraction. When truth becomes your starting point, creation carries a different energy, less forcing, less proving, less of the quiet exhaustion that comes from trying to manufacture momentum from pressure. What emerges from clarity moves differently, not because effort disappears, because resistance no longer leads. And slowly, beautifully, you begin to realize something. The life you once imagined as someday may be far closer than you thought. Not because the world suddenly became more generous, because you finally became available for more than just getting by. I hope this makes sense. I'm stripping down the muscles, baby. Woo! I got my guns at the gun show. Boop, 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 boop. Anywho, Amy, you're funny. But how many of you resonate with that? Not because the world suddenly became more generous, because you finally became available for more than just getting by. And I think that a lot of us, like including myself, who felt like I didn't deserve, that I'm in lack all the time, that my story defined me, that I wasn't worthy of having more. And I'm starting to see results when I change my mindset. Doesn't work. Garbage. Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Where's my lighter? Where's my lighter? Chicken! My little lighter. I found it. Sorry. Actually, what did I have to sing today for one of my kids? Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. I didn't light my candle. Sorry, guys. I actually need to find this company. I'm in love with this rosemary candle. In love. I gotta find it. We are standing in our divine feminine power. We are standing in that. I think it's very important that even as a masculine, I know there's a lot of males that do watch me in the background. You have a feminine side to yourself. And it's not to say to let it overwhelm you. It's to say balance that out with your masculine. Same for a female. I am more in my masculine still to this day than I am in my feminine, but I'm starting to learn how to balance that out properly. Not there yet. As much as I like to look pretty and put makeup on, and that's like how I show up feminine. Gun show, baby. I know how to work power tools. They're fun. I like my saw. But I have to balance that out. And it's harder for, and I'll say this for the females out there, even the males out there, not to just say it's all about the feminine. Yeah, it's not. I feel when you are alone and you are, or not even necessarily alone, but you're the one that knows how to do things and you're forced to learn how to do new things and put and try and test yourself. I gotten used to no one showing up for me when I needed help. And I would be either having to buy something new because I couldn't fix it, didn't have the money to like the repair didn't equate to just getting something new. Mind you, I've always had to take up the role of doing it all myself. And it's nice every once in a while that you don't have to be that hard on yourself to having to show up in those kinds of ways. Not to say that you can't show up for yourself, but it's nice to have help. It's nice to know that you're not alone. Girl, my inner shield maiden is like on fire. The last, so I'm gonna say this for every person working in a school right now. It's bat shit crazy. These kids are bananas. They're tired. They stress everybody out. We love them. I love them. But my goodness. And to the very selfish people in my building, we love you too. I get it. Days are hard. But they think I'm a miracle, and not just me, my room. Everybody thinks we're miracle workers. Could be, but my kids deserve it. Like my kids did not have a field day. They never get anything. And everybody was like trying to throw their kids at us, out, resource kids. We're like, come on. Our little ones want to have a good day too. And get our attention. When my attention's all on those kids, because they're rough. We love them. But goodness sakes. We have May 19th. The universe is saying to you today, the version of you that struggled is not judging who you are now. It isn't. It is grateful for that you kept going and learned to care for yourself differently. Yes. Honoring your past does not mean living there. Healing continues when you choose compassion over criticism. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's some really good ones today. The universe is saying being spiritual is not about floating above your wounds like a ghost, wrapped in incense smoke. Sometimes people use love and light as a wallpaper over cracks that are still splitting open underneath. Like those band-aids that you keep putting little fixes on things, but yet there's no way. You need a overhaul. You cannot meditate away accountability. You cannot chakra align your way out of honesty. You cannot keep calling every uncomfortable feeling low vibration when some of it is grief, anger, fear, shame, or truth asking to finally be seen. Real spiritual work is rarely glamorous. It isn't. It's fucking laying in bed in the fetal position, crying your bawling your eyes out, being done with life for some parts of it, at least. It is sitting in the mess without turning it into a performance. It is apologizing when your ego wants to defend itself. It is it is recognizing patterns instead of blaming energy shifts for every self-destructive choice. It is grounding back into the human experience instead of trying to escape it through spirituality. Yes. I've been noticing this too in a lot of people that are doing coursework and all these beautiful things. They did not do enough shadow work, or they haven't even started. They have no concept of it. Everything is negative polarity and evil. Everything's evil, evil, evil. You create the shit. Own it. And a lot of things, though, guys, the toughest aspect of all what I just said is that a lot of things are self-examinable. You can look at it for yourself, but it's unconscious. It's subconscious 90% of the time. You're not aware that you're doing half of the crap that you're doing. You're living your patternistic rhythmic life. You go waking up, you're doing your routine, you're going to work, or you're doing something, and then you follow it up by something else. And then you follow it up by something else. And you create a schedule, and you, even if it's nothing, you're sitting on the couch watching television. That is still a part of your routine. Until you can sit and actually look in the mirror and confront what triggered you to make that association. What triggered you to think that that's where another person's perspective comes from? Why are you assuming the worst? Why do you think the way that you think? Ask yourself, is this past lived trauma that you're coming from? Is this your unconscious, subconscious, picking up the pattern from a past experience, bringing it into a new? For me, sure, I'm there. Done it, claim it, accountable for it. But that Allison back 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 25 years ago is dead, done, over, obsolete, gone. Done. Sure. And there'll probably be moments where I go back into a shadow and have to inflect, and the next layer of the lotus unfolds for me to heal. That's all of us. Don't deny that for yourself. Although this just happened, it's worthy of reading. Mercury meets Uranus. Expect the unexpected. Truth arrives suddenly. This kind of foreshadows what I'm going to talk about next. Surprise messages, calls, and emails out of nowhere. Sudden plot twists and sudden changes that shift everything. Good news you've been hoping for. Revelations and aha moments that bring clarity. People from the past unexpectedly reaching out. You know what? People in my past, you're there for a reason. You're dead, done, gone, obsolete, not in my locality. Bye, Felicia. We love you, but you stay over there. Someone lets you know how they feel about you. Whether that's good or evil, who knows? Speak your truth without fear. Words have power now. They've always had power. And I saw 1111 today, and I claimed it in my classroom. Guys, who I don't watch television no more, but who saw the clip of Jesse Waters? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody see that clip? Anybody see the clip? Oh, my sister looks so cute in her little bikini. I have a sister. I agree. We are not showing her, but I do have a sister. So, Project Hail Mary is a very cute movie. So if I watch TV, it's basically at someone else's house, and or if it's in my house, it's off of a stick, and it's like Netflix or one of those streaming shits. It's predictive programming, and some of the stuff is really cute. Some of the stuff that I wanna like negotiate myself with, like, okay, I can objectively watch this and get some value out of it. Project Hail Mary is one of those really stupidly cute, smarty pants thinking. And I like upstairs gave me some feedback. Dark matter. I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but it's worth watching. It's adorable. Okay? It's adorable. And it gives you perspective. I like the perspective aspect of this movie. But getting back to Jesse Waters, I actually saw it on my feed 50,000 times today. But Journey to Truth, if you guys watch Aaron and what's the other one's name? They have podcasts on Rumble. They're in the UFO SSP disclosure movement. Jesse, and this is not AI because so many other people are talking about it. Hey, Sparky. He said Grays. He said Nordics. It gets better. He said insectoids. And Jesse Waters said reptilians. Jesse Waters said reptilians. Ah! Go find the clip. Holy shit. For everybody sitting in the back of their seats going, what? Okay, so many other people have said this, but it's on television. It was on television. Get it? Television. Some of us already know this dark humor. But he said Grace and Nordics. But there's like 50,000 other races out there helping us, like Arcturians and Andromedans and Syrians and Alpha Beta Centaurians, and Boots constellation is helping us, and our little friends, the Calypsi Ra and the Adrani. There's so many. There's so many. They do live. So, and there is a conundrum of many. I actually, if you go way back in the way back Allison machine and go back to my Alien Gray agenda episodes, I read the red book and the yellow book and the alien dictionary. There's so many races out there. Palladians. They didn't talk about the Palladian. We can equivalate the Nordics to the Palladians, but that's not the only star system that has humanoids that look like Palladians because they go like this, like we do. They hybridize and they spread their genetic codes. We are part of them. They are us. We are them. They live. But Jesse Porter said it. So it's opening up the conversations, and it's probably going to open up in some backroom Reddit forum somewhere, 4chan, who knows, where people that were kind of on the fence of the alien agenda and the alien stuff, it's it's been coming out. I think last week I watched a smidgen of, I was curious to see what the UFO people, the military was saying behind the scenes, the whistleblower peoples about certain projects, and everything's still speculative at this point. Obviously, a lot of us know, if you go look at the big UFO section behind me, uh, Exopolitic Man himself has written a lot of books about it. There's a lot of people that have written about these black projects. And a lot of them are either still alive or they have transpired. Sorry, guys. Didn't want to do that. I'm going to say this. I'm not a Greer fan at all. Him, Billy, I'm not a fan. And not because that they're not bringing things to the light of other people's awarenesses. Greer to me is an insider. I think he's there to make you think, make you expand a bit, but there's a lot of falsehoods that that man says. I can't. Mm-mm. Yeah, Greer to me is a hybrid. And he might not even be aware of that, and he probably is. Um, even like, I'm gonna say this with audacity, with respect. Carrie Cassidy, a lot of these people have been shifted, in my estimation, my perspective, my opinion. Whistleblowers, it's a real thing, and there is retaliation, whether you like it or not. There are people out there that hide in these sleeper cells that are the men in black kind of thing. That to me is a real thing, because I've experienced it myself in little forms, nothing big. But I've been followed, like someone put a bullet in my window. This girl's getting it fixed finally in probably the fall. They're backed up, like they're like, oh, it's gonna be like 10 weeks. I'm like, well, I'll probably be back to work and I can't take off right away. So you better do it on a holiday. Uh yeah, and a lot of it is look there, not here. A lot of it is that. It's annoying. Over that. Let's just face it. The thing that I want people to be very highly aware of, and this is just my speculation and my thinking. I don't trust shit from Shiola until I bring it into my heart space. If anybody watched me channel my mother, my adopted mother, she said what we think of aliens is nothing that we are being told about. What we think they are and what we think everything is not really what it is. Yeah. The window guy yesterday, so I had a very nice gentleman come out. and measure my windows and do another analysis because I haven't had it for a while. And Scott's back. And he even looked at it. He's like, I'm no ballistics person. Hi, Bumblebee. He's not a ballistics person, but he's like, yeah, like where they were saying the police station people, the bullet that hit into my house, unless you were standing in my driveway, no way. It came from where they're saying it came from. So someone was trying to probably take me out. I don't know. Failed. Divinely protected over here. But yeah. Bumblebee Princess. Hi, you're adopted too? I have a close adoption. And I met my adopted family. My birth family, my biological family. Although one side will tell you not to go on 23andMe, and they already have your DNA. And for my purposes, I rather have my truth than anybody else's truth. I want my truth. And I got my truth. It's ugly. But guess what? I have it. It's great. Mars, I agree with that statement 100%. I really do. Have a good night, Miss Amy. Till Ragnarok. I had to wait for my adoption's closed, and I petitioned my adoption papers to be opened up in the state. I was born in Southwest Georgia. It's like the Gary of Indiana. It's not a nice place. And never got really a response. I'm sure they were looking for this. So I went on to Ancestry because my mom kept calling me Jewish. I'm not against Jewish people, but I am not biologically born a Jew. I am Irish. I am probably Southern Baptist. I don't follow any religion. I follow my heart, but that's what I was born into. I did 23andMe and got a first cousin that was like, what? And that rippled open to finding my birth father. And then a few months later, I found my birth mother's family. And my birth mother transcended herself. She took herself out. Before she was 37, she had me at 16 in 2003. So if my mom would have hung in there, I would have found her, but she did not. I met my mother in her grave, but she's in spirit. She's cool. She's cool. My birth mother's really chill. In spirit. But yeah, that's how I met my family, and they're crazy, and they disowned me. I still talk to my birth father, but there's not a real relationship there. My adoptive parents raised me since I was 2 months old. They're my mom and dad. We love them. They're also up in the ethers directing things. Yes, but there's also interdimensionals as well. It Mars, it gets so complicated. It gets so complicated. My mother said it. Like I channeled my mother, and she basically said what we think our concept of aliens is isn't really what you're thinking. And I agree with that to an extent with my mother. She didn't go into depth with it. Um, she only, and again, they can't, and this is a rule for anybody who's a medium or for anybody getting newly into channeling and any ability. Spirit cannot infringe on free will. Although we say we have free will, I think we have a combination of deterministic, predestined kind of stuff in our contracts. We orchestrated every facet of every timeline of our existence. If we choose to shift, we already chose that shift. We already had that life lived. Everything's concurrently happening. The part that they can't infringe on is giving us information that would steer us in a different course away from our souls. And that could happen. Mars, yes. But there's different layers to it too. Way too. So I had interdimensional beings take me to Asgard. I did not really have a party, but yeah, thank you everybody. I broke 3K today. That's really exciting. And thank you all for contributing to that beautiful, amazing thing. That's a task. But for me, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of all of you. And we're formulating a beautiful community here. Come and join us if you're in the background. We love to chat and we love to talk and open and expand our minds. And I go in every direction. So, Charlene, fun fact. My birth mother, all my mother's side of the family knew, and it was my grandmother that made my mother put me out for adoption because she was pregnant with my aunt, who's like not much months older than me. My mother and her mother were pregnant at the same time, and my mother had to give me up. My father knew she was pregnant. He didn't know if it was his. And based off of my mother's age and my father's age, it was a rapey doodle. Happy little accidents! Yay! I'm a happy little accident. No, I orchestrated that. My ass orchestrated this. My so when I got on 23andMe and my first cousin got in contact with me, she gave me the number to my Aunt Bobby, who I love and adore. She was on this journey with me. Like, my aunt was amazing and she's still alive. She's awesome. She's just going through a lot of health stuff right now. She's really like me in so many ways. I got to meet my birth family almost 9 years ago. I went down to Georgia. I met my family, and we were just in awe of how I'm very much like my father. I got to find a lot of my truths out, and it's just so my soul orchestrated this for twofold reasons. I came in to dismantle two different patterns of ancestral lined bullshit, what we call then deem them curses. I had to be born to two genetic lines that both had abilities. So both my parents, my birth father and my mother's side, had mediums, psychics, empaths, and clairs across the board. I needed that. They also are from the line of Yeshua. Their bloodline is from Yeshua's bloodline. That, for some reason, I needed to be a part of that. But the parents that adopted me were destined to buy the house on the property where the Stargate was in Staten Island. Why is Allison having 211 at the end of her everything? Because 211, I saw as a child repetitively on the time, the clocks, everything was 211, still reserved 211, the beer. Come to find out, the house plot number was 211. You can't make this fucking crap up. You can't make it up. And I orchestrated it. Does it suck that I don't have parent? I have one parent alive I barely talk to. My dad wants me to move down there into Georgia. I'm about, no, I'm not taking care of you. I already did two parents. I took care of both my parents. I sacrificed a shit chunk of my life to taking care of my parents. Would I change that for the world? No. But I missed out on my life, establishing myself, getting myself success, having a drive to go out and to do better and get better for myself. Why? I was tied up with dealing with my parents. And I didn't have any brothers or sisters. I have adopted, like my birth family, I do have brothers and sisters. They're half brothers and sisters, but I still have them. I'm the oldest. I didn't have help. My family didn't come in to give me any kind of help. So I took care of my dad before he transcended in 2005. I was young. I was in high school and college while he was really sick. And my mom, I took care of 13 years until she took a spill and transcended when I was 34. Do I wish I had them back? Absolutely. I miss them, but they're up there and they're not anywhere different. They're right here. Let me tell you, I am glad. So one of the reasons why I got into political stuff was when I was, I want to say 17, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, not mentally, physically. I was exhibiting a lot of arthritis symptoms, and because I don't have my birth records or genetic line of history, the doctors had to assume what I had until blood work would show that I had it. But for arthritis, I test zero negative on RA. I have RA. We took a different test years later to determine that's what I have. And it does run in my mother's side of the family and my father's side of the family. But I didn't know that at the time. So I tried researching my adoption agency. And it got shut down by the FBI in 1994 for black market adoptions. My heart sank into the middle of my chest. I read some stories and I fucking bawled my eyes out and needed to know my truth. That really hit home. It hit hard. Not because that changes anything. It does not change anything. Thankfully my parents gave me an amazing life. They raised me to be an amazing person. They gave me the opportunity to be me without apology, just doing me. Yeah, but at the end of the day, my mom caved in and I was able to read a lot of books and expose myself to things that if I didn't, I wouldn't be in the awareness I am today. Yes. I agree with that statement, Charlene. I do. But in the scheme of like living 3D and having that veil, I was always intuitive. I always had a knowing. I knew that they were going to die at a certain point. I had this awareness, but what I did not have the awareness of was how hard and how much sacrifice I would have to make in order to take care of them. How much sacrifice it would take for me to not be where, obviously I am where I am today and I'm glad for it and I'm happy. But at the same time, I was a selfless person and I chose to do the righteous thing. But I could have been married, I could have had a family, and I could have been in a circumstance where I have more security. Not to say that that's always an automatic thing that you get. Who knows? I am where I am for a reason, but the what if sometimes catches me off guard. I don't know what to do with this just yet, so we're gonna hang on to it. But hang on, hold on to your hats. I'm gonna throw those cards there. I hope Selma got some help with those earlier. I want to get what I painted. I will be 2 seconds. Woo! Woo! They're sparkly. Hold on. I'm not done yet. I ain't done yet. It is a craft and sip show. That's what dropped. Sorry. Allison's a little lunaticy today. Yeah, it is freaky. As a little girl, I sat in my grandmother's apartment with my aunt, and I told my aunt, because I don't know why I was so open with her, that my dad was gonna go first and my mom was gonna go last, and that I hope it did change a bit because my timeline shifted, but I said before I'm 30, both my parents are gonna be gone. Well, that worked for my dad, not for my mom. I had to wait 4 years. But still, Alabama is calling me in the spam. That's stinky. Stinky! Okay, so FYI, I painted this, what color? Purple. And it's hard to see. There's some glittery sparklies. It's very glittery. There's a sheen to it. It's really nice. Oopsie. I didn't do the outside, but that there. This light sucks. We're still a little on the wet side. Yeeps. Ooh, this was the green one. Ooh. Ooh. Spray paint. No, it's not. I've been doing the shadow thing, and I think that's my wheelhouse. I'm dual vibed, dual frequencied. So I infiltrate the darkness. Allison's gothic, by the way. infiltrate the darkness. So I know about the dark shit because I have books behind me that I could prove that I read the dark shit. Did I practice the dark shit? No. But in order to know how they operate, you got to read both sides. Can't just be like, oh, I know all the wisdom of Rumi and Eckhart Tolle and all Abraham Hicks and all these amazing people out there. Cool. But do you know about the evil crap and that you are composed of it too? Most people will tell you no. And try rosemary. Woo. We're gonna mosh posh. Absolutely, Mars. Yes. Charlene, you're correct. There are a bunch of people who are being authentic in their work. I know I am. I just do me. I'm not in competition. I'm not looking for if I get there, that's amazing. I want to help and teach and help inspire, motivate conscious expansion, whether it be through a book I read, whether it be through doing artwork, pulling oracle cards and helping someone in their direction, channeling and clear cognizantly channeling spirit constantly, all the time. I want to help, but I'm not there copying other people's shit. Mm-mm. We got flowers. I'm going to play. I also have a show at the end of the month at the Maryville Library in Northwest Indiana. If you are interested, let me know. I'm going to post. Oh, hi, Spirit. I'm going to post the information. If you're out this way, you can come visit me. I'll be at the library. Yeah, Arnie, absolutely. Absolutely. I just show up as an artist. I went to a very competitively Ivy League private art school. Every other asshole, and I love my mates, I love my community mates, the people I went to school with, they're freaking amazing. But they had a little competitive edge. And they had to copy and they had to look at other people's artwork and their descriptions and get the robotic artistic language. And I said, fuck that. I'm going to do me and I don't care if I make sense. I do me authentically. I show up. Here I am. I'm not in competition with anybody. I want everybody to thrive. I want everybody to have abundance and thrive. Nothing wrong with that. I want to motivate other people to empower themselves. And there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that just want me, 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 me. I might sound like I'm a me, 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 me person, but my heart's not where my heart is. Mars, exactly. Like what I do, I don't think about reselling. I don't think about, oh, that would look great in a museum. That would look great in a hotel. You know, those they're getting better. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the hotels are getting better artwork, but they're mass produced. They're mass produced. I like just doing me. And if someone else likes it and enjoys it, awesome. If not, awesome. You got to do you authentically. Period. End of story. So I got a craft. In these signs, I'm going to put flowers. orchestrating them. And then somewhere in the sign is going to go a nice little cool cutout of faith or blessed or congrats, all of that. I love Ho'oponopono. I think it's one of the best, easiest prayers, affirmations, however you want to put it into your field. I think everybody should speak it all the time. And I love you should be towards yourself. The I'm sorry should be towards yourself. Because at every stage of your life, there is a period where you know not. And then you overcome the obstacle, and now you have gained experience and learned experience. But before that gained experience, you knew not. You didn't know how to navigate through your difficulty. There's a million scenarios that you could put that in. Forgive me, for I knew not. For I was not in the same mindset. I am not the same person. You can't hold people back to a self that no longer exists. Correct, Mars. And that's, and here's the tricky part about that word. You have to feel it. Saying it and feeling it are two different things. Even when you say it to mean it to something. I love you. Some people could say it sarcastically. Some people can say it with ill intent behind the meeting. Can you look past your eyes in the mirror and say, I love you to your entire essence? Most people can and other people can't. Maj paj. I'm dropping everything today, guys. Everything. I am trying to clean my desk off. I'm not going to lie. That's right. Love is a frequency. And there's many intervals and many frequencies of love. And there's many types of love. There's not just the romantic type. There is the unconditional type. There is the friendship type. There is your animal love, the love for nature, the love for an object, the love of an experience. And I feel in 4D, what we're going to take the opportunity to is actually define it in more terms. Hi, Terry. We're going to start defining that word in higher realms, where love means respect. Love means I got your back and I'm going to show you that I do. Love means I'm showing up. There's going to be a lot of people that watch me eventually in time space. If you look in the mirror and you're having a difficulty saying, I love you to your own self with raw, real feeling, don't think there's anything wrong with you. It takes time to actually know who you are, not just this body, the entirety of your divinity. The awareness. I have affirmations on my bathroom mirror. I got little stickers that say, you are worthy. You are courageous. You look beautiful today. If you can't look at yourself in the eye because you're having a moment, you're having a bad day, or a bad few months, you're down on yourself. Listen, I'm my worst own critic. I beat myself up constantly, but it motivates me. But other people beat themselves up to the point of oblivion. If you're in that stage, start off with the little things. The little changes, the little words mean something. If they do, maybe I'll motivate them to love themselves and look in the mirror and do some work. Chrysanthemum, 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, I will just put the flowers down and put epoxy on. But Mosh Posh kind of keeps things in place and dries clear. Mars is on to a lot right there. Do you really have an enemy? Or is that just another self that's showing you what you need work on? When we criticize other people, and this happens a lot in relationships. I've been through the gamut with a lot of this. A lot of my relationship issues are subconscious. A lot of men don't understand, or women, that what someone is doing to you is the very thing you need to heal within yourself. And for me, it's like fucking brutal. It's brutal. And what they need from me is brutal too. And it's rough because it's a contractual thing. And a lot of people who are not spiritual that are like, Allison, you're just being a cunt, a saurus. I'm like, but no, I'm not trying to be. And that's not really me. That's what you asked me to be to help you, but they don't see it that way. But that's okay. Maybe they might never know it and feel it or see it that way. But that's shadow work too. Ooh, that's a pretty one. That's a pretty one. Ooh, that's a pretty, 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 pretty. These are dried flowers, by the way. I agree with that, Mars. You're on it. I like to grow with people, and I'm a very, very complex human being. And a lot of what I operated off of is in the beginning subconscious. It's subconscious and I don't like it. And then when I become consciously aware of what the fuck, Allison, then I really sit there and ponder, okay, how can I go and navigate around this situation? How can I fix it? No one's perfect. And you just got to know your boundaries. Ooh, dried aloe smells really good, by the way. For sure. You know, and shadow work looks different for everybody. But I know a lot of you saw my journey on me doing the shadow work, and it never ends. Shadow work never ends. If someone tells you that it ends, I don't know where you're getting your info from. Healing in general is an always forever process. You're always healing from something. Always healing from something. Chamomile. Hi, Steven. I'm just sprinkling flowers, petals. Honeysuckle. For anybody that's interested in dried floral, there's really good companies on Amazon. I know we don't like to support Amazon so much, but Amazon's awesome at certain things. I've dried figs. And a lot of the companies that sell through Amazon are pretty legit. Like these are real figs. They're not fake bullshits. They're not fake. So anybody that works with or interested in working with dried flowers, look how pretty. Red plum. And a lot of these take okay to epoxy. My only discrepancy is like what I'm doing is Mod Podging them down first, because once you pour it, they all start lifting up. And it gets a little crazy. So this market that I'm doing at the library, instead of focusing so much on my epoxy creations, like my pyramids and my skulls, I want to try to do more of my artwork, my signage. Wolfberry. Fruit. I know it looks like a mess right now, but it's gonna dry and it's gonna look pretty, pretty. Yeah. I didn't even do the sugar resonance, guys. What is Allison doing? What? Is Allison crazy? Uh-oh, Ash Maya got some fun for us, but I'm going to read this first, and then we're going to put more flowers down. Source message of the day. You were pulled in this direction for a reason. Something guided you to see life differently than most people do. Does that sound like you? Sounds like me. It's because you asked for a deeply fulfilling experience, which is why it's so important for you to not live life the way most people are living it. Yes, me included. I hope a lot of you too. Stephen, get it out. You're more than happy to vent. We're here for you. You've been given the privilege of this vantage point so that you can make use of it. It's time to harness your spirit, call back your power, and begin delivering for yourself in the deliberate and intentional manner you planned for before you stepped into this physical space. Yeah. Everybody should be, yes, absolutely. I've said this in so many of my lives, but I think it holds some truth here. There are so many people who make a mistake. We come on this earth to make mistakes because you learn a lesson from making a mistake. And sometimes those lessons have to repeat a million times until you get it right and you understand it, absorb it, embody it, and walk the correction. Not everybody gets the truth right away. Not everybody gets what they need right away. It takes sometimes lifetimes for a mistake, for an experience, for something that went wrong to go right. And we all come here for that. And people are allowed to change. People are allowed. There are people that make some very dire, bad decisions in life. And sure, we hold them accountable for their transgressions, depending how severe things get. The all-knowing knows all. You're not hiding shit from anybody but yourself. We're allowed to make changes. That's why in the next couple of dimensional spaces up, people start losing the idea that we're here to judge. Thou shalt not judge, and that went out the window so completely. It boggles my brain. Ooh, what is this? Hawthorne. Ashma, I'm just putting some big pieces down and we're going to get to your awesome videos. If you don't mind me sharing, that's up to you. I know a lot of people love Ashma's spirit fun time when Allison's on. If anybody wants to know why and what I am pulling, don't ask. I don't know. I just go for whatever I feel works color wise. I don't necessarily have much of a method to my madness, although I will say that needs more posh posh. It's heavy. That out and that in the corner. Ah, I did it. You know, thou shalt not judge. There's a lot of people that judge me for some of the choices that I make, but they're my choices to make, not yours. I have to be the recipient of the energy if Allison makes a boo-boo. Or I make a decision that is unfavored by so many. Allison, you're making a stupid mistake. Well, that's mine to make. I didn't ask you. I live my life fully. Thou shalt not judge. Maybe I just keep going back to certain things because I didn't feel that I had a lesson. Hi, Patrick. How are you, Patrick? Patrick got me some beautiful candles. They're in their background. Thank you, Patrick. I like these Gorgon fruit. I got this big box of flowery fun butterfly pea. We also have to understand it's all in God's will. Ooh, that was a lot. Okay, we're done with you. Need some greenery in here. Lemongrass. That one's more preppy. This one feels more, I don't know. We got some lemongrass though. Wormswood. Guys, I have hemlock, poison hemlock in my backyard. Holy junk. It's bad. And the poison that I put on it is actually working. It's working. Okay, hang on. Ashmaya, it's cool, right? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna put myself on pause, on mute, because Ashmaya got some video uploads, and I gotta make sure there's no sound because YouTube doesn't like sound on things. Ever. Ever. Oh, I gotta listen to this one. Hi, Steven. Chamomile. Hi, Steven. I'm just sprinkling flowers, petals. Okay. We're gonna play it. Ashmaya gave me the go ahead. Yay. Her beautiful doggos are in the picture. I'm doing my thing, and you're gonna see a fuck ton of orbs. And then she gave me a little timestamp, and we're going to share screen, but give me a second. What? Do. 26. Okay, hang on, guys. Sharing my screen. Here I am. When it gets to 26, I will put the volume on. Look at the orbs. Look at the babies. Right here, right here. Right there. Oh, you guys couldn't hear it. Hang on. Did you hear that? No. Chamomile. Bananas. I hope you heard that. Oh, this is VUs. Look at all those orbs. Love it. Thank you, Ashmaya. This is VUs. I use the tobacco, the lightest one. It helps with my pain. I know, it's a bad habit. YOLO. It looks like pizza, but it's flowers. And the white will dry clear. And this will be this will be epoxied. And then on top, we will have another spray paint of an opposite color or something that makes it pop. We have Blessed. And I'm making a bunch of these so I could sell them. But they're always on my website, guys. Ooh. Ooh. Hi, cute crew. I hope your spirit is helping all of us. Ashmaya's doggos are adorable. I did drawings on her babies. Some transcended, some still here. And her babies are freaking adorable. We love all of our fur babies. So, guys, Allison ain't done with the book. I didn't even start it. I'm doing it this summer. If you have an animal that you don't mind that I do a little work on, AI kind of work, hey, let's just face it. Hang on. We got Freya looking at a shadow figure coming out of a mirror. Hang on. I got to do a little bit more. How cute is that? Super cute. You know it. It's Freya, Baby P, and Little Thor. Superhero animals. If you would like your animal, look, this is the Big Mimi's baby. The Big Mimi gave me some of his babies. And you do not mind that they are AI'd at all or made into a superhero or our cartoon. Look at little Freya, really super cute, super adorable. Here's Auntie Amy's baby. You guys can email me, Mr. Scott's baby that's transcended. They don't need to be alive. They could be alive. They could don't. They're never done. Um, Look at Ashmy and her bit in her hobby. Look at her hubby. This is Ashmy's hubby, Mr. Mark, and her baby. Look at the baby. They're superheroes. Um, Come on now. You know it. You guys can send me your pet pictures, and they will be included in Freya and Little Thor Adventures. I'm making a book. That's not on the back burner. That's just me being playful and me doing a lot of AI magic. AI is changing every few upgrades. They change the way they do their thingy. And, you know, I want to get as many pictures as possible. And if you guys want to, if you want your babies to appear and meet Freya and Little Thor through a story, send me those because I'm trying to help everybody be a part of the community. Um, my poor friend Ferris from New York. I worked with him for a few years, and he goes to me for everything about life insurance to his mother and his circumstances. And I'm like, dude, figure it out. I'm glad people trust me with the information, but I'm like, go and ask AI. I don't know. Your situation is rough, boy. And here's the thing that oh, these pants are not that important. Here's something that I would want to impart on and anybody that's also trying to help other people. Here's the thing. I can't do the work for you. You can't do the work for other people. They have to do the work for themselves. And the fact of the matter is, I can't solve all your problems for you. You got to do it yourself. And not because I don't love you and I don't want to put you in a better light of understanding, but if you don't do the work for yourself, like I get people that literally ask me about the most mundane stuff and want me to answer their questions, like with, I need to know this, but did you go and find out anything for your own self? You're just being lazy at this point. I mean, on information that is accessible to anybody. Spiritual stuff, we could see. Hang on. Chicken, buck, chicken, 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 buck, chicken, buck, chicken. Chicken. Guys, pause. We had a child today hear me say chicken because one of the little girls likes to call each other chicken nugget. And one of the girls that really barely ever says anything said chicken. Chicken is the winner word today. Absolutely, Sparky. I honestly only ask other people for help if I've already tried things and I can't, I'm out of options of thinking. right? I'm not asking anybody to do things necessarily for me unless I've tried and I can't figure it out. Like, I'm not a mechanical engineer. I'm not an electrician. I am not a plumber. I have done some plumbing and some minor things, but like the stuff that I am not a master in and I never went to school for, like, yeah, I need people to help me, right? All of us. Like windows. I can't lift these fuckers. They're heavy. I mean, I'm sure I could learn on YouTube, right? The same thing with the alternator. Oh, you have to take a belt off and you got to do this. Okay, it sounds easy, but I don't know. But I mean, this things that some of the like my friend, he's a sweetheart, but doesn't know. I didn't even look at the streaming yet. We're gonna look. That was intense. Sorry. Anybody else getting ear blasted right now? I just got ear blasted. And for all those new coming in, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hype. Today was a momentous day on Allison's calendar. We're marking it down. 3K subscribers. I'm in awe. And I'm very grateful and thankful for all of you who are contributing. Hi, Tim. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. And let me just tell you this. Most of you, all of you, especially those who contribute into the chat, you're helping somebody. You indefinitely are helping somebody. Just know that. My words might not hit somebody the way your words hit somebody. And I am very thankful and very blessed for all of you being a part of our community. I know 3K, it's not 100K, it's something. And I work my tushy off. Thank you. But it gives me the opportunity to help people. Like earlier, Selma earlier needed some guidance. Upstairs came and gave a little message. And again, Spirit is not going to tell you niceties. It's going to tell you what you need to do. And it might not be the easiest thing. So right now, during Craft and Sip, I spray painted this beautiful thing. It has sparkly glitter. Ooh. And I put some dried flowers in here. I'm going to epoxy each of them. And then these little guys go in there. Once I epoxy. Quite the process. Wherever the flowers fall, that's where they go. It doesn't cost anything. It really doesn't. I can't tell you, even when I'm at work, like I don't type in comments all the time because sometimes I can't. But if I'm like, oh, someone, I know Ashmaya sends me sunflower divine tarot. I go on Sid's page and I like the video. I go to Arnie when I see an upload and I like the video. I might not be able to comment in the moment because I'm at work, but whenever I have a moment of a break to check, I do it because I care. And then I go back later to watch or to listen. That's right, Sparky. Schumann's calm. Schumann is calm. Calm. I mean, it's not calm, but that's calm to me. Calm. Ooh. We got two blackouts in the electromagnetic field. Blackout 1 and blackout 2. There we go. I know, it's hard to see with glare. Dos blackout. What happened yesterday? Big one, big gap, big time dilation. And when that happened this afternoon? Yes. One happened Monday. One happened today. We're gonna, excuse me. I love my supplements, but they give me sometimes a little hiccupy. Ooh. The magnetic field is pretty. Look at all these colors. Ooh. That's probably where we are. Yes. Okay, let's look at the solar. Oh boy. I spy with my little eyeballs. What's that? Is that a mothership? What's that? Oh, listen, that's a star. That's a neutron star. No, it ain't. And if that is, we're fucked. Mothership. There's a lot of ships going on in there. It's not in this one. Look at that. Ooh. Wow. That's a lot. And I don't see the little starship in this picture. It's only in that one. Why is that? I I don't see. I see stars. Maybe some planets. Nothing banana nuts. Mm-mm. That's a lot, guys. So there is probably solar storm activity incoming that's hitting you. Just be aware that that stuff is coming in. I don't know why this website does this to me. Stop. We're at a 7.93 hertz. We are high. Not as high this morning was 8. Because we were asking ourselves, like, what's going on with the children? Holy crap. Like a G6. Like a G6. Today's quiet. The next 24 hours is kind of quiet, but we're I don't know when that's gonna hit. If it already didn't hit, it already hit. Let's just say that. Sorry, so Allison got what is gonna get Windows. I was putting off on it because I wanted to look for a deal, and I got a buy one get one 50% off deal, and I need 4 units of Windows. So like 4, 8, 12. I need 18 like actual windows, like panes. It's in a unit. If anybody's seen my house pictures, I have a box with two big window panes and then small ones where you can open up the bottoms. They count that as a window. The unit itself is not one window, it is four. So when I had the first guy come out, he was pricing me based off of four windows, which was just the front. I'm like, no. This guy came out and clarified a lot, and it's expensive, but it's doable. Tim, let me tell you what. Yikeramas. Yikers. Yikeroonies. It let me see if I can get a picture and explain it better, because it's not gonna happen that way. Ooh. Yeah, well, let's just say that I had Anderson windows, so like the one framed unit was $6,000, which makes sense. It's a big fucking job. I'm not gonna lie. It's a big job. It's a big one. But my gosh. I mean, so here's the window that really, this is the front of my house, and it's just the pane that got the bullet through. So here's the little bullet hole. So I'm trying to find this is the bullet hole. This is the one window I really needed to replace. So I went to a glass place. I had people call for me. I went to Lowell's. I went to another place that they told me I have to glaze the glass, and they don't make it the size of the window frame because it is so old. They just don't make the shit anymore. So I would have to go get it cut per size and then glazed to install. Get the F out of here. So this is the side of Mikasa. See, this is the window. I'm getting this replaced too. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The bottom opens. What they're going to do is put one pane and then one pane here, and then half it so that it slides up. So I have screens. I can open my windows. No buggies are going to fly through. And this back one is also going to get done. There's that front right here. And then there's one in the back that I have a big crack going down on one pane of glass. It's on the outside, not the inside. So that has to be replaced. It's a shit show. Shit show. I'm trying to find a better example that's like a far off picture. But yeah, I'm getting my windows have to get done. Not all my windows were put in new. A lot of them were not done, and some of them were. I know I have a picture of the windows. Little Thor is everywhere. Where is my little guy? I don't know. I'm shocked Freya did not come down yet. Freya did not come down yet. She came down yesterday, way after the point. Where, oh, where is my pictures? I'm looking, guys. So yeah, the guy's coming. He has to call me back because Allison, still working, and these people are calling me when I am at work. And then I call them back and they're like, yeah, I'm not in the office. I get off at this time because they're Eastern. Half of Indiana is in Eastern, half of Indiana is in Central. I'm in Central. It's a shit show, and my gosh, you could croak. So I am waiting for the guy to get back to me when he can come back out and measure my windows appropriately. And then hopefully by the time I go back to work, they schedule something. Oh, my beautiful backyard. I miss you. I miss my backyard. My backyard got tore up. Guys, do you want to see the very first little Thor? Not the very first little Thor photo, but like this little fucker coming to my house as I'm looking. Look at little Thor. Look at his little face. Little Thor. He's in my front. I miss that little guy. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Oh, it's so annoying. I used to be an East Coast person. I'm East Coast my whole life. And it took me forever and a day to get used to being in Central Time. So I'm so used to being in Eastern. Annoying. I can tell you that. It's annoying. Very annoying. Where is my pictures? They're coming, guys. I'm gonna find them. I gotta get my girl going too. Smoke me some goodness. We're getting there. We're getting close. We're getting close. Close. Nah, that's not my windows. Uh, it's been circulating. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Oh my goodness, guys. So what's going on when I'm finding these photos? I'm still feeling out what flowers to put in there, by the way. We're not there yet. How's everybody else feeling with the energies? How's everybody else doing? Energies are batshit. Batshit. I have to show you this one. Look at little Thor. I was trying to capture him this day. Look at my little man. I tried capturing him. He did not go anywhere. He did not want to go into the cage. I could promise you that. I did not a cage, but like a carrier. Oh, that's a almost perfect photo, but it isn't. Oh my God, guys, I can't wait for my garden. Who's ready? I need to get my ass ready. I'm always getting one side of my house and not the window that I need to get a picture of. We're getting there. I take a fuck ton of pictures. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, that's awesome. Absolutely send them to me, Tim. And if you want me to put them in the book, I would more than happy to. Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Have a good night, Arnie. Everybody go check out Arnie's channel. Check it out. Arnie's amazing. Arnie's freaking amazing. My back is itchy. Itchy, itchy. We're getting there. Why don't I have pictures? Anywho, guys, I'm still looking. How's everybody doing? Anybody's energy off and funky? I know mine has. Ups and downs, downs and ups. All right. This is when I moved in and was painting. This window has to get replaced. So this is not just one, it's all pieced together. So it's this big hunk of window right here. This is where little Thor pops his little face in every day. This whole thing got to be replaced. The entire thing has to be replaced. So this back one is getting replaced. That back one is getting replaced. That back one's getting replaced. I have so much work ahead of me, guys. It's not even funny. Aww. I didn't take the best pictures, did I? I don't mind. But someone's gonna stalk me. I have pew-pews. This window right here is getting replaced. This whole thing. So they were telling me that this, that, and that is 4 separate windows. But this whole frame got to be replaced. This is a new window. This is a new window. This is a new window. That isn't. That isn't. And down there isn't. That's where I'm at right now in there. And that's my bathroom. Downstairs. So my house splits down. And then I have a downstairs. My little house. And this window right here, that's upstairs. This whole thing got to be replaced. This right here. And they hate this fucking color gray. They put it in every goddamn new house. I don't like it. This whole fucking thing got to be replaced. I got 4 of them to be replaced. So I got a lot to work on in this house. A lot. Giant teepee. I know. So like the conundrum in life is that this is not probably going to be my forever home. I definitely uh I need to do better in my life. Um it's functional for now, but eventually this isn't. I don't know if Indiana is my forever place. I like it here. It makes me happy. I like the transition between farmy land. I got to see moo and horsies. Moo and a lot of horsies. I like watching them on people's farms just roam. It's great. I never had that in New York. I got fresh air. Fresh air. Who knew it existed? It's here. Lifestyle's a lot slower, for sure. But there's a lot of mafia kind of crap out here, and they raping you. And I don't want to be near a data center, so I got to figure it out. I mean, there is no ideal place in this world. There isn't an ideal place in the world. I'm not gonna lie. No, it's true. And that's the thing, and that is something that I want to like. I'm coming from a city, a suburbs, like Staten Island's a suburb, not necessarily a city, but I worked in the city my whole life. I went to school there and everything. You just can't take the city girl and put her on a farm. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. So where I am is in the epicenter of like a town. There's a lot of going things on around here, and then I could go to Chicago if I need to. I'm like 45 minutes. That's not bad. Staten Island, same thing, 45 minutes to Manhattan. Um, flowers, flowers. So yeah, it's annoying. Not gonna lie. But if I were to take the next step into moving, I think I could from this point, be more isolated. Like I think now after I just need to be near a populace, I need to be near things, but I don't need to be like right on top of it. Like right now, it takes me 3 minutes to get to the post office. I have everything at my disposal on one strip. Restaurants everywhere. I like that stuff. But I also could see myself doing more of my art and more of my stuff in a more isolated spot. Be more in nature. So I could see myself next time moving to where there is an epicenter, but I'm outside of that epicenter. So I'm more in the farmy land. It doesn't need to be farmland, but I want a nice garden. I want like what Scott has. He has a phenomenal garden. I want that. some animals maybe. They're hard to take care of, but you know, for now I got my muscles are coming back. I'm chopping wood. I like to be able to go to the store. I still like going into public and doing stuff, but I can still see myself being more in the woods. Although possums are allowed, they eat the tickies. That's a big thing going on right now in Indiana. My teacher plucked already 2 ticks off of her kids. I did a tick check today when I got in from our little field day. Kids kept running on the grass. I'm like, get the fuck off the grass. They're everywhere. I don't need no alpha gal syndrome. I don't need that allergy. I already have enough allergies in my life that I could do without. I need animal protein. I don't have Staten Island actually has a lot of wild turkey, believe it or not. Um we don't have I'm sure they're here. I haven't seen wild turkey. Uh mm. But the Tim, that's absolutely right. With my car history of my car dying and getting stuck, and I watch storm chasers chase storms like the tornadoes and stuff. If I were to move in the plains or in like upper plains, I need a storm shelter. I need a lot of my stuff underground. I'm not paranoid, but yeah. Um, I don't necessarily want to be near an ocean anymore. I was on a fucking island for half my life. I'm done with hurricanes. Done with the destruction of hurricanes. Wildfires are out west, so I don't know how far west I will be going if I go. I don't know. Maybe another country. I don't know. Sky's the limit right now. And if I decide to do all the training over the summer that I'm doing in instructional design and I do a portfolio and I don't know, I might have to move based off of who's hiring me. Source knows. But I'm giving myself like 8 years to figure it out. I'm just seeing if there's any quantum AI metaphysicals. I'm just seeing if there's any. So yeah. See, I'm also weary about the mountains too. I'm not a person that is against mountains. I don't know. I haven't ruled it. There's a lot of things I haven't ruled out. Like once again, if a company is going to pay me a 6-figure salary, which I'm hoping one day that happens, I might have to move wherever and just make it work. I'm divinely protected, like all of you are divinely protected. Shit can be replaced for sure. Um, like anything. But it's just figuring it out. Oh boy. I like the little creek behind my backyard. I do. It's a little creek, not big. It's little. Poison hemlock is absolutely not fun. Not fun. I have a whole plethora of it. Whole plethora of it. Crazy. I'm trying not to yawn, damn it. I want I want to share this because this is really pretty. Nothing is a coincidence. Every soul you meet is written in your destiny, either to teach you, to heal you, or to love you. Ooh, that's right. So, guys, I absolutely, Project Hail Mary is a really good, very, very cute, adorable movie. You should all see. I highly recommend. Um, being said, why am I saying that? It's because of what Jesse Waters said earlier on Fox on his show. There's Grace, and there is reptilians and insectoids and Nordics. Well, we were back in 1950s or back in Eisenhower era. Who? Here's my speculation. Why hasn't Valiant Thor been brought up? Granada Treaty 2.0? Are we facing the same thing we faced back in the 1950s now? It's just more complicated. I don't know, the Vril Society and all that, going all the way back then. They just had more whistleblowers and Navy and military experts talking about their experience. Everything, and like they're saying, everything is compartmentalized. There's a lot of NDAs. They can't speak on certain things, and then if they do, they are dead. So there's a fine line of what they can and cannot say. I listen, you got to protect your life, you got to do what you got to do, but my gosh, goodness effing sakes, goodness sakes. And to be honest, they've been here way before we were. And if you go into my Curtis reading yesterday, it talks about Lemuria and Atlantis and the ties to America. If you've read Reconstructing Reality by Suzanne Lai and the Voices of Venus, her other book that ties into, hi Kathy, who ties into Reconstructing Reality. I highly recommend reading that book because it describes everything I talk about. It makes it easier to understand. It's fiction, but written like in truth. But Ashtiana Dean in the Voyagers books also talks about the ties to America. The Keys of Enoch also does a very similar thing, not inexact, but it's really pointing to America having a lot of things that are hidden. Let's just speculate the beautiful Grand Canyon. There's Egyptian shit there. How? What root race did it come from? Easter Island, Stonehenge, the pyramids. Some of it is the Easter Island is actually Lemurian. Atlantis and all those goodies. There's some other fun facts about those things. They're under the ocean. They're telling us that the Atlantean race was on America, the Rocky Mountains. Parts of California are Lemurian. Land masses. I mean, all of this is postulate. Blavatsky goes into a lot about Lemuria and Atlantis in her work in The Secret Doctrine. A lot of it. It's all postulation because it depends on which branching of reality was experienced by your soul in that time frame. Why somebody traveling back in time might have some things right and other things what we would say is wrong, but it's not really wrong. It's in what timeline did they experience it in? The many worlds interpretation, it all happens in different sections. Thank you. I had a crazy day at work. I had field day with my babies. We had fun with bubbles. But it's been hot and very sticky and humid, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have like tornado weather here, and it never happened. Crazy. And the choo-choo train's coming. Hi, Walter. How are you guys? Well, there's a lot of you on here. I didn't count. I want to thank each and every one of you for being a subscriber, for helping me get to 3K. Today, landmark day, anniversary day, we got to 3K. And now I'm at 3.01. Crazy. But thank you all for doing that. I'm excited. I'm showing you how I'm collapsing what I put out there into reality. Is it 100K subscribers? No, but you got to start somewhere. What? You knew Bob Lazar? That's wild. What? There has been, Tim. You knew Bob Lazar? That's phenomenal. I know a lot of people question Bob Lazar. I surely don't. I had the honor of talking to James Rink on the phone, freaking for real. Um, and just I've been into this stuff my whole life. Like a lot of people will like you can't prove that you lived on a Stargate. I lived on a Stargate. I did, and I have photo evidence, but it's for the people that could see it. Not everybody sees what I'm showing in a photo. Um, there are so many people that have seeded a lot of what's going on right now. The Curtises, what their work, what I read yesterday coincides with the now moment. Like everything that I've read in the past 4 years from the Curtises is explaining now, not yesterday, now. And yes, Atlantis and Lemuria, it wasn't just one epoch. It was multiple. Atlantis wasn't just a one and done. There was multiple Atlantises. Atlantis was a thing, a continent, but it had islands and it was all over the place. And a lot of it rose and fell, just like how we rise and fall in cycles. Multiple cycles in Atlantis. It wasn't just the one deluge and done. Not at all. It fell and rose a couple of times before the big deluge. And then continents merged and shifted, the plate shifted, things shifted, and people ended up, the Law of One people, Ra himself, ended up in Egypt trying to see the Law of One, trying to redeem what just took place in Atlantis that made it fall. Lemuria, we can learn the fact that they were super peaceful and they kind of were passive. So they didn't be the warrior in the garden per se. They just let shit happen. So it's teaching us we can't let the negative polarity from the Atlantean times completely wipe us out. That's what happened in Atlantis. The dark forces overtook, done. Deluge. Lemuria, very similar circumstances, but in a positive light. Too much positive, not enough defense. They got consumed. Yes. Lemuria was also a humongous continent, Hawaii, but also spanning from Japan, Indian Ocean too, all the way to California. We got to remember that there has been multiple. If we go into a Blavatsky understanding, there was multiple ups and downs of civilization and not just a one and done. Oh, Lemuria happened and it fell. No, Lemuria happened a bunch of shit, a bunch of cycles until it completely fell. Atlantis happened a bunch of times, but huge landmass, but islands all over the place until it all sank or became a part of the new land. America was mostly in and underwater, depending where, and the Curtises state this. Do we have evidence of this? A little bit. We do in the geology, but they went into pygmies and some of the we can only speculate because once again, scientists go out and then they're told, shh, your discovery. Or we're gonna steer it and spin it this way because we don't want the truth really out there. Right. I mean, we gotta ask ourselves, our his story is his story. The story that's been told. It doesn't mean that's what the right story is. And that's why a lot of us are here and awake to put the puzzle pieces together. They might not be accurate. They might just have a little portion of truth over here to another portion of truth over here, and we can combine them. But that doesn't mean it's what we feel inside that is true. What's facts? There's certain portions of Sedona and certain points of Cheyenne Mountain and certain points of California that there's certain points in Wyoming and Yellowstone, especially the Grand Canyon, they won't let you go near. You can't fly drones over it. You can't go in it. You can't go over it. You can't go on a bear hunt. There is a, yeah, I mean, They know. They understand geology better than most people. They know the land. That's what they worship. And it's not that they worship it, they understand it. They understand the consciousness that is this realm. And the fact of the matter is, there are places in this world we are not allowed to have eyes on, Antarctica being one of them. All the way up in the polar regions of up north, you're not allowed to go to these places. You need special permits and all this stuff. I'm sure NDAs. They're not telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They're telling you farce. Here's a map I drew. I mean, if you look at old maps, new maps, maps that haven't been fucked with, and like, hey, 1984, read the damn book in today's context. Because I'm going to tell you what, even the books behind me that I read is inversed in some manner. I agree with that, Mars. I agree with that. Earth, Gaia, consciousness is way older than they've been projecting. Way older. Blavatsky sheds a lot of light on this in her The Secret Doctrine. The Rosicrucians, that already mind-blowingly lost a lot of people, the Eternal Parents. You have to read a lot of esotericism to understand a lot of the deeper, darker, not darker in a negative sense, but the nuts and the bolts. And I have to like sit here to sift out how to explain that last chapter. If you went and watched that video, it's not easy to read or understand. I have to try to figure out how to break it down so it is sizable to understand. There's a lot of stuff that they're not telling us, because if everybody had the awareness, you could use it for good or you could use it for evil, but also power goes both ways. So what do you think is happening to the people like us? We've been suppressed our whole lives. We chose that paradigm to overcome it. If they knew how powerful we all are, and we all are very powerful beings, sky's the limit. And we're starting to see that breakthrough right now energetically. The Curtis has even said it in that book. The humans are not going to go away this time. This round, this new cycle coming in, the sub races, the major races, we're ending a major and a minor cycle. The Kali Yuga, the Sati Yuga, we're ending it all. And we're creating it new, but we're not wiping ourselves out. The shift is happening spiritually within. The upgrades are happening etherically. When someone tells you your mitochondrial DNA is shifting, it is etherically. Eventually, in time space, it will physically. What we're feeling inside of us, the purging that we're going through, it's making room for the changes that are gonna happen at some point. Some of them are happening now and some of them are not. But most of this stuff is etheric in different density levels of our body, in different dimensional spaces that our body inhabits. It's just not in the physicality just yet. Small, minor things, yes, not the major stuff. We're not ready yet. I'm not a fan of Einstein. I make that abundantly clear in everything that I read about him. I'm not poo-pooing stuff, but I think a lot of his stuff, unfortunately, came from other people. that he stole. That's just my opinion. Uh, I agree that Einstein, I don't like him, never did. Yes, I agree with you, Mars. There are physicists out there that are proving a lot of his relativity work wrong. I don't actually, for my own self, I know this sounds crazy. I don't believe in gravity. I believe in density. I know, wild idea. But Elson, there's laws and there's physics laws and gravity. Cool. I just renamed it to density. That's it. How dense is an object? I don't know. Because if gravity really worked, it would even the spin of the planet. If they say if you're in the globe model, I don't believe the Earth is spinning that fast because if there is actual space and they're not underwater shooting a film, explain to me how the illusory space station is capturing every time they're the last mission. You're seeing Australia 98% of the time. Why aren't you seeing this happening? The spin of the planet doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. And then if we're really moving through space, we'd be seeing many different constellations at this point in time. There's no reason that Orion still aligns with the pyramids. If we're moving that fast in time, space, time on a globally model, if there is outer space, we shouldn't be seeing the Pleiades in the same spot, even if it's inches. We'd be seeing other things by at this point in space time in our collective. We would be seeing a lot more in the sky, but we're not. I don't believe in that model just for my own self. And I'm not asking you to agree or disagree with me. It's just there's a lot of unknowns in this world. 1984 is definitely something that is happening to a lot of the work. A lot of things are opinion pieces that are written to become fact, which is not fact. They call, oh, the experts came in. So we already learned our lessons about what experts do. An expert doesn't mean they know it all. No one knows it all. No, I don't care. No one knows it all. Source knows it all. And I'm okay with that. Mars, another beautiful point. Yes. I'm happy that Einstein helped us get the photon, but I believe that a lot of the physicists that were the forefathers of actual physics, 3D, classical physics, had a lot of people in the background, just like the Bible. Scribes wrote the Bible, not the apostles, not the disciples. It was all word of mouth. So let's say that half the Bible is based off the telephone game, and not also Paul wrote it. His depiction of what happened. That's not accurate. Jesus came here to teach, Yeshua came here to teach ascension mechanics, to love thyself. 3 commandments, not 10. The golden rule encompasses everything at that point. lived experience. The Arancha book is going through that journey right now of his life. Do I agree with everything in it? No, I don't know. I don't know. Ashiana Dean has 3 versions of Yeshua in different strains of DNA. I believe most of us are descendants of him. He was an ascended master, but he was also Michael. That in the Arancha book gives you a key of what I've been saying. What I've been saying is that your body is encompassed with different souls combined to make you, your personality. Michael Bestol is Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael came in as a human being named Yeshua. Thought adjusters are higher selves. If you just shift the language in the Arancha book, it makes sense. It's hard to understand that book because there's so many fucking names to different thought adjusters and this a thing and that thing. So you gotta get lost in all the terminology, and it could be simplified. And it was going through his life, and there's a lot of things that I kind of like. It mimics the Voyagers books that Ashiana Dean wrote, but some of it doesn't. Regardless of the many worlds interpretation and the one that they're describing, he lived, and I bet you he had children, and I bet you many of us are his lineage. Hi, Spirit. I might be right on that one. I'm seeing a lot right now. Depends what's being teleported. I have to ponder that the Doppler shift. But see, I'm not that classically physics unknowing. I didn't even take physics. I took chemistry. Really good at chemistry. Really good at chemistry. Biochemistry, I'm very good at. Yes, it does. But what happens if there is more than linear? Like we're in linear space time, not time space, whatever Ra would deem this to be as experience now. But a lot of us shifted into nonlinear space. And we're all vibratorily moving. Hi, Kasun Lee. I hope I got that right. How are you? Blessings. Uh, yeah, I'm not a fancy smarty pants, but I could conceptualize. So I see things in my third eye. I see the geometry unfolding. I sometimes, if I really, really focus, I could see things moving. Not just spirit, but like millions of particles whizzing by my face right now. I could see some of that. If I phone home and phone in, I could see it. But I can't get you guys to believe that or not. We all have strange and incredible abilities. And I think your thoughts become things or concepts. The quantum field is fun. And I think we're starting to get a semblance of a lot of this on the articles that I read for quantum AI metaphysical ponderings. He was. That's a truth. But here's what I will say. Upstairs just gave me this. You observed it because you made a measurement of 0. If there's quantum entanglement and we are all connected, and mathematics is now upgrading itself as well, in order for you to come to the conclusion that you still are at 0 point, you have to observe it to claim it. The observer observed effect. You're observing it. You made a measurement, and now it's so. But getting back to Einstein and a lot of these physicists, there's a lot of, like the scribes, I was just saying, scribes wrote the Bible. It wasn't John himself that wrote it. It was a story that was delineated. The same thing in physics. How many initiates, students were in the background helping these physicists with their experiments and probably postulating or abstracting theory or their perception of what's going on? And they never got credit for that. How many people were sitting in these labs when these guys were doing their experiments? And you know the banter that goes back and forth between people, and someone says some remarkable thing and it's stolen. Though that person never got credit for their discovery or their thinking in shaping and helping make a theory become reality, become absolute. That's why I don't necessarily believe Einstein is like the one and only. I think his whole entire team that doesn't ever get enough mention or credence. A lot of the people that were in those labs were probably more well equipped. You know, there's a lot of women in the background in quantum mechanics and quantum sciences now are getting recognition, but back in that time, no, and you had to be a rich bitch to get on that roster. Not just smart. Not just smart. And I think I'm happy that things have shifted to that extent. I really have. Um, I think things are being balanced in many components in this world. But at the same time, yikes. Here's something to ponder. It is. I agree with you, Mars. I'm in agreement with that. Bernardo Kastrup, and there's a couple of others that are starting to like shape philosophy in a very dynamical way. And Federico Fagin, who is a physicist and had a spiritual experience, is starting to help bridge the two together. They're bridging, they're saying it's like his thing is quantum panpsychism. Sure, idealism, determinism. There's a lot of isms in the scheme of things. And I think a lot of them, if you took components from a few and like dished it together, you could possibly make it make sense. But everybody needs to have their segregation over here. And I like to try to blend things and make them jive, if that makes sense. And yeah, I went to art school. Everything is like about aesthetics. Aesthetic. I'm all about that. But Robert Monroe, focused attention of consciousness without diversion or deviation is one of the most powerful energies available to a human being. Always one. Um, yeah, in 3D. The unity consciousness is really going to start happening in within the next 10 years. The oneness, a lot of Eastern people have already accepted the notion, but it hasn't been embodied. We're also quantumly in all of us are entangled. It's just now mathematically to what percentage. Like I'm a blade of grass somewhere in the world at 0.000 a billion zeros and one. I'm a blade of grass. A little aspect of my consciousness, a little grain of sand is in a blade of grass. And maybe 2 grains of my soul is in a tree. And then 50,000 particles per million is in an animal, right? We that's what I mean by entanglement. Like that's why you could say you're in all things, because you're just recycled elements of Earth, the cosmos, your space dust, for reals. Your atoms, your subatomic particles that make you up are cosmic. That's not for us to say. What's individuated is our consciousness in terms of personality in this vehicle. It's very interesting. Life is interesting. And I like just unraveling a lot of that. In 3D, dual polarity and dualism has to be, we start losing the notion, supposedly. I'm not like, obviously my essence is in all. Fifth density is supposedly light being. Supposedly. You can argue the point, we're not there yet. But what dimension and density you're experiencing will determine the laws of physics and mathematics that are bound to it. This, like I said, Project Hail Mary shows you a being from Sirius. I don't want to give everything away but it's a really cute movie. But it's a good movie to look at about some of the dynamicism that is happening in our world and apply it. I'm trying to see if there's anything else energetically before I wrap things up. It is getting late. I have work in the morning. Oh, for those that were looking at Jesse Waters, uh, a postulate. I've done a lot of this. If you guys go back into the Wayback Allison machine on this channel, I do Gray Alien Agenda series. I read the Red Book, Yellow Book, the Almanac of the Alien Races. And this just breaks down for the normal person right here what you're looking at when Jesse Waters says Nordic, gray, insectoid, and reptilian. So this is a very interesting dynamic here. If you're interested in the alien stuff, for sure. Go back and I mean their older stuff. I show you a vril going in the eyeball. It's crazy. It's a parasite. Yucky. Woo! Crazy times. But guys, look what I got crafted today. We got some flowers. So when this dries, I'm going to epoxy and put a sign in there. We got this one. And we got that one with the paw print on the bottom. Oh my goodness, Ashmaya. It's not lately, but like I have to get Freya all ready for bed. I have to get myself ready for bed. And I'm last night I did not get much sleep, so I am needing more of this, but I have to get to bed at some point. Um, thank you. So craft guys, show me what your crafts are. Email me. I would love to see them. Sorry for the late beginning. I'm having Windows installed and it's a pain in the tushy and they call and it's a nana nuts. But I got to get the ball rolling on it because it is important for me to get them done. I don't want cracks in windows and I got buggies that we don't want coming into the house. So, yeah. But go check out the alien stuff that I've done a few years ago. It's still kind of relevant, the information. I don't even want to know if I want to look back then. I was emaciated back in those days. But I really want to thank each and every one of you for helping me get to 3K. I'm so excited. It's mind-blowing, and I'm very thankful, and my gratitude to each and every one of you for sticking with me. Remember, go within and know what is true for you, because my reality is not yours. We have overlays and similarities, but all of you experience your lives uniquely to you. And I'm just giving you my perspective and my opinion and my thinking. Otherwise, I want you to think for yourself, and you don't have to agree with anything I'm saying. Zero. And I want to thank everybody today for being in the chat and contributing beautiful messages, beautiful conscious expansion, beautiful love and light in the chat. If you're in the background, please join our chat. Everybody's amazing in this chat. There's no judgment. Everybody's just talking, venting. It's okay to vent. We're here for you. Please know that we love all of you. The tribe is growing and the tribe is vibing, and that we're here for each other. If you have a business, if you have an animal picture you would like me to include it in my little Frey and Little Thor adventure book, please send it to me. Email me. If you like anything on my website, email me. It might take a few days, but I'll get to you. I end work at the end of the month, and then I'm off for a little bit, and then I go back. Crazy, but I plan on doing a lot of stuff over my summer. So if you want your animal included, here you guys are. Send me love. But seriously, guys, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. And I can't do this without well, I could, it wouldn't go anywhere. So thank you all. Sending each and every one of you love, like a passion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulders. Be the lighthouse. Sprinkle and seed your truths. Light that path forward. Please don't forget to ring the bell icon. I never know when I'm going to go live. I was going to go live earlier, but guess what? I had a phone call because the window people are nuts and they drive my phone crazy. I never know. So ring the bell icon. I go live and sometimes it's surprise, I'm early. Do that for me. I love you. Also, I go live Tuesdays and Fridays for anybody in the background. I got some great books coming. Big things happening. So make sure you're on the loop. Until the next time, guys, please be safe, be seen. Please be aware of your surroundings. And I hope you have a blessed and beautiful night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ashmeyer, for your beautiful orb video. The aliens are here. Don't buy into the nonsense and the scare tactics. Just go within. And I hope to see you all on